Hello everyone, my name is Nisha and I am the YogicAmnesiac. I'm thinking about starting a series, kind of like a beginner's guide to yoga. I guess that's what we'll even call it. Pretty much just giving advice on things that seem really basic but might be confusing people who are complete beginners, or maybe you just never managed to figure it out. So that's what we're going to start with today. And we're going to kick it off. If you guys like it, we can turn it into a series. We'll see how it goes. In this video, we're going to talk about what to wear in a yoga class. We're going to cover pants, tops, socks, I guess even we could talk about a little bit. I know some of it seems really obvious, but it's possible that maybe these are points you've never thought of, or you never realized that something is better than another option that you've been wearing, or maybe you realize now that, yeah, I am wearing the right option. So it's really just to figure out if you're on the right track, if you think you're on the right track, and if, you're doing okay. Before we get started, one last thing. If you have any requests or questions or comments and you want to see me do a video about it, if it's a routine or a talk, it doesn't matter. Leave it down in the comments below. You can ask me about it. If it's really simple, like you just need a question answered, I can just answer it down there. But if it's an idea for a video, please leave it there. I'm totally interested in taking requests. I have a ton of ideas, but I want to do things that you guys want to see first and foremost. So leave those down below and I will try to do them. I'll see if people are interested, what I think, and if I can advise you on that. So I think that's it. I'm going to try to advise as many body types, genders as I can, as many different people. Obviously I am a woman and I'm pretty skinny, so I do fall into a certain category, but I can do my best to advise as many people as I can. If I don't answer your question or you're concerned about your body type or something like that, leave a question down below and I'll answer it there. I may have just forgotten to address something, so that happens, but I promise I'll answer it down there if I don't cover it in this video. So let's start with socks versus no socks versus those weird yoga footy things that people make. So those yoga sock things, I've never actually used them before. I would suggest you look up reviews and stuff like that. I've never seen someone who absolutely needed to use them though. So maybe try your other options first before you jump to those, because I think they charge you a little bit more than an average pair of socks would be charged, and your feet will probably warm up during practice. So wearing socks is a little bit more dangerous. You're putting yourself at higher risk of falling. I would recommend you just go barefoot instead. If your feet are really cold and you feel confident and comfortable and you're aware that it could be more slippery, then it's fine, especially if you're using a mat. That will help, add a little bit of traction. If you're just on a wood floor, please do not practice yoga in socks. You are just asking to fall on your face, and that would be so bad. Like I said, barefoot is the best option. If you're self-conscious of your feet, don't worry. I promise no one's looking at your feet or judging your feet. Really, I was really self-conscious about my feet and I learned to just ignore it. No one cares. They really don't care. Next, let's talk about pants. I'm gonna preface this with do not wear jeans. I don't care how stretchy they are. Do not wear jeans. It will be so uncomfortable. That is the only article of clothing I'll probably say do not wear, except for like a skirt. So don't wear jeans, even if they're that super stretchy material. This goes for anyone, any body type, any gender. Jeans are a bad idea. Same with skirts or kilts, and kilts traditionally you don't even wear something under it, so if you're going to class, maybe don't do that. I guess if you're at home and you're alone, you could wear a kilt or a skirt or something like that. Just wrap cloth around your waist even if you wanted. You can wear whatever you want if you're at home, really. But in a class setting, skirts are a very bad idea. So this first pair I'm talking about is a cotton yoga pant. They're really common at places like Victoria's Secret, but you can get them just about anywhere. They're pretty cute, they're really comfortable, they're a little bit loose, but they move really nicely. The bottoms can actually flap up if you put your feet up in the air, so if you don't want to show off your calves or ankles, then avoid them. Teachers like to be able to see your knees and feet is the other thing, and if these are really covering those body parts, then you might not want to wear it to a class. I've also seen people wear really long ones. They'll drag on the ground or they'll get, under your heels, under your feet. That's a really good way to trip and fall. This is a big reason I actually suggest you don't wear this style of pants. It's really easy to step on it, or your right foot will step on the left leg, and next thing you know, your pants are around your ankles. But I think apart from that, they're super comfortable and there's nothing wrong with them so long as you can move and all that kind of stuff. This next pair I have is exactly the same yoga pant cut. It's a little bit higher waisted, and if that's uncomfortable, you can always roll the waist down, which is what I usually do. It's made out of a really nice material though. I can't tell you what the material is. The label's completely rubbed off. I can't read it anymore. But it's this really synthetic spandex sort of thing, and it's really stretchy. It's super comfortable. It hugs your body really nicely, and it breathes really well. And if you sweat, it will dry. Cotton yoga pants don't breathe as nicely as them. Well, they can breathe just fine, but they don't dry. I've literally spilled water on these pants and it'll dry so fast. So if you sweat a lot, look into this type of material. I really wish I could tell you what it is. Maybe I'll do some research and I will put it in somewhere over here or in the description down below. Next up is leggings. Leggings are my favorite, and I feel like right now they're the most popular. It used to be that bootcut yoga pant that we talked about just before, but now it seems like a lot of people are wearing leggings, and they are by far the best that I've found to wear for yoga. Leggings are really fun too. They come in all sorts of really cool patterns. I love them. I have a bunch, and I'm sure if you've seen my videos, you've seen that I have a bunch. They're really nice for yoga instructors too. We can see your body, we can see how you're moving, and we can make sure your alignment is right. If you're wearing something loose, it makes it hard to see that, but this is perfect for that because you can move, they're stretchy, you're not going to step on them, and if you do have the kind that goes under your feet, you're still not going to trip and fall, or your pants aren't going to fall off. One thing that's really weird is that leggings can be ridiculously high-waisted. My favorite pair go above my belly button to the small of my waist. So next, we're also talking about short leggings as opposed to just the long ones. These go about halfway at my calf, as you can see. They're also super high-waisted. I just have them in black, but I have two pairs, like the cotton and the one that's really breathable and dries and is made out of that super synthetic material. If you're on the shorter side and you find that long leggings get under your feet or they're uncomfortable, then these can be nice because they definitely won't be getting under your feet or bunching up at your ankles. They'll just be nice and short, and you can, pull them up a little higher if you need to or anything like that. This is a really good time to mention that men's sections in stores where they sell sports wear will also sell leggings and stuff like that. Usually they're made out of more of that synthetic material because women will tend to wear cotton ones just for fun and men only wear them for working out. But no matter who you are, there are leggings for you. They will fit your body. I've seen a lot of people with bigger bodies wear leggings and they work really well for them too. A big problem with the traditional yoga pants is they only come in places where they have a women's section. So if you would like to wear those but you're not a woman, it can be hard to find, or you might feel uncomfortable buying them, or they might not fit you properly. Next up is these baggier sweatpants. These come in so many different styles, but this is the only style I have. They're just cotton, they're super thin, they're really comfortable, really easy to move in. I like to pull them up to have them right below my knees. I don't like them hanging down around my ankles. They're a little bit loose, so in a class, a yoga instructor might not be able to see your knees or your feet very well, especially if you have those super big ones that just go straight down and don't bunch in at the ankles. Those can be harder to wear and you're more likely to step on them, but you can wear them and they work totally fine. They also make sweatpants like this for men and in men's sections, so this is another option that if you are male, you can totally wear these to a yoga class and be super comfortable. They also won't flop around if they're bunched up at the ankles, and you won't be exposing your entire thigh to the whole class if you care about that kind of thing. Next, pajamas. You can absolutely wear pajama pants. Please don't wear footy pajamas. Those won't work very well. You won't be able to move. And I can tell you this because I have footy pajamas. I'm a big fan of flannel pajama pants. Unfortunately, they do get very hot and you are putting yourself at risk to step on the bottoms of the legs. I find that the bunching around the waist can dig into my hip bones in the front, but they make pajama pants for literally everyone. No matter who you are, I'm sure you can find pajama pants of some kind that would work for you. So if you're really struggling or you really don't know what to wear, you can totally wear pajama pants. Just make sure they're loose and they fit well and you can move around easily. Spandex shorts. If you're going to be doing Bikram yoga, also known as hot yoga, spandex shorts are your friend. They really encourage you to wear things like that. There's not really a guideline for being too modest there, just because you are going to be in a very hot room and your body needs to be able to breathe. That being said, most yoga studios should be okay with you wearing spandex shorts there. They can be kind of short, so it's up to your comfort and your personal yoga studio, though I doubt they'll ever kick you out for wearing spandex shorts. Spandex shorts are also just great if you get really hot or anything like that. I do find that you have to be more comfortable with your body and comfortable with exposing skin, but if you're at home alone, then there's absolutely no reason you cannot wear spandex shorts. Speaking of being home alone, you can do yoga naked. There is no reason you cannot do yoga naked as long as you're in your own home. Most studios will not allow you to be naked in them, although I have heard of people doing yoga naked before. I think at nudist places they might do yoga naked, and I've definitely heard of programs where they're all about naked yoga. So it exists, and if you are absolutely about embracing your body and just being naked, then that is actually an option for you. I just noticed I was setting all my pants right here, and you guys probably saw all of them. I'm literally doing this list in one shot and obviously recording myself at a separate time, but I have to make sure I get the order right. Usually sold in men's sections, there's also really loose shorts, like basketball shorts. That's also an option. Keep in mind they do flop around. They like to go up and expose your entire thigh. It would be advisable to wear something under it like spandex shorts or tight underwear, just so that everything doesn't hang out and say hello to the world. Alright, let's talk about tops. The tight-fitting tank top, which I know they sell for everyone no matter who you are. This is a really good option, especially if you're hot. If you get hot easily, you can layer it really easily too, so this is a really, really good option. Your yoga instructor can see your body. It's not going to flop up in your face if you're in a downward-facing dog or anything like that. So tight-fitting tank tops are a total recommendation. Next is the loose-fitting tank top. Loose-fitting tank tops are absolutely an option, but they do flop around. It makes it a little bit harder for yoga instructors to see your body. I've seen them come in like so many different variations though that it really depends on what kind of loose-fitting tank top you have. The one I have is very exaggerated. The arms are very low cut. It's super loose. I would not recommend wearing this to a yoga class just because you literally are going to flash the entire class. A tight-fitting t-shirt. A t-shirt like this is just a really good option because it's not going to fall up and it won't fall up very far. You can always tuck it in. You could tuck in any of these options if you'd like, but sometimes that gets annoying and it can bunch up and you have to keep doing it and fixing it. But a t-shirt like this should tuck in really, really easily and it should stay for much of your class. Next up is a long sleeve t-shirt. Same thing goes for the long sleeve t-shirt as the short sleeve t-shirt, except for the long sleeves might get in your way if they're super long and floppy, or if they're on your palm you might not like it. That's kind of up to your own discretion, and pretty much every single one of these like tight-fitting shirts also comes in that super water wicking away material that's like spandex or whatever it is. A loose-fitting t-shirt. As you can see, this loose-fitting t-shirt is pretty nice, except for the fact that it's going to flop around. This is pretty common, especially for men or people who like to wear loose shirts like this. It will flop around, so I would recommend you wear something tighter if you can, unless you don't care if it flops up a little bit. No one else is going to care, I can assure you. If you do like wearing these types of t-shirts, but you like to tie them up on the side, that's actually going to be really uncomfortable for you, so I recommend you don't do that, especially if you'll have to lie on your back or sides. Chances are you will if you go to a yoga class, so don't really recommend you do that, but there's nothing wrong with a loose t-shirt. If you haven't guessed what I am going to say about this, there's a serious trend going on with any loose clothing. Loose t-shirts do make it harder, again, for yoga instructors to check your alignment. but there's nothing wrong with it and they will not get mad at you for wearing one. A long sleeve jacket. This jacket is actually a sports jacket. You can wear it for exercise or a warm-up jacket. It has no hood though. It's really nice to wear jackets without hoods. The only problem with this jacket is the zippers. Zippers can be so annoying when you're doing yoga and you need to lie on your front. They will be really uncomfortable sometimes, so keep that in mind if you're going to wear a jacket. It might not be advisable to have a zipper, but you can also just try it out, and if it has a zipper, you can just take it off. Here's another example of a jacket. This one has a hood though and a thicker zipper. This one would not be a very good option for doing yoga in unless you're standing. I can move around really easily in this jacket, and you'll notice the sleeves are actually kind of short, so I don't have to worry about them getting in the way. Because this one does have a hood, the hood will flop up if I'm ever upside down, like in downward facing dog. But apart from that, that's not really that bad. So if you can deal with the zipper and you feel like wearing a jacket like this, go for it. Another option for a top is wearing a sports bra. This is another option that's really good for Bikram or hot yoga because they expect you to wear things like that. Other yoga places it might be a little bit weirder or less acceptable, but that being said, you should not get kicked out of anywhere for wearing a sports bra. I don't know if I missed any articles of clothing. I went through a lot. Let's just talk about hair real quick. If you have long hair, this can be a serious issue. So throughout this video, you may have noticed I have this bun in. It's like the military sock bun style or like a ballerina style bun. It's nice for keeping your hair out of your face, but it's really bad for yoga. The moment you have to lie on your back, this thing is going to get in your way. If you like doing this style of bun, I recommend you move it up or to the side so that you can lay on the back of your head. This is the messy bun. It's pretty popular as a look nowadays. I just wear it to get my hair out of my face, but if I turn, you'll notice that the back of my head is not obstructed by my hair. So this bun is actually really nice and it's really easy, and if your hair falls out, it's like a really quick to put it up if you know how to do it. Next up is this side braid. You can also do it behind your back. I prefer to do it as a side braid just so it's easier to bring it in the front. If you have really short hair and you do it in the back, it'll be really hard to bring forward. I have super long hair, so if I did a braid straight behind myself, this would be fine for me and I could bring it forward. If you've seen my videos, you probably know I love doing a side braid and it'll sometimes end up on the wrong side. But this is really nice. It keeps your hair out of the way and it's not super tight on your head. If you do it loose, your hair can still move around and it won't pull. That's the problem with some of the buns. They can be a little tight, and if they move or you lie on them, it'll start pulling your hair. This shouldn't do that, especially if it's not super tight. This is a fishtail braid. I just did it really quickly. I meant to talk about it when I did the previous braid and then I forgot when I took out my hair. So I did it really quickly. This is a really thick one. Usually these individual strands are really thin, you'll see, but it's still a fishtail. This is really nice, and I find that this actually holds my hair much better. The other braid, my hair tends to fall out on these sides and in the front, but this, for some reason, it holds it like cement. This is my all-time favorite hairstyle for doing yoga. It's the classic French braid. This, if you keep it loose up here and you don't do it too tight, you can still lay your head back on it. In fact, I find that my hair is thick enough that I have a nice little pillow. You can also do a French braid in a fishtail style, but that takes forever and there's no way I'm going to do that just to do yoga. I also like doing French braids because it goes straight down my back, which means that the braid does not hang over my shoulder all the time. But if I do want it to hang over my shoulder, I can just bring it in front and it's good to go. Like I said, I have really long hair though, so it's really easy for me to bring a braid to the front, from the back, and to the other side. This is totally an option for me. If you have shorter hair, it still would work, and luckily it wouldn't be in your back if it's too short, and you can just pin it up or get it out of your way somehow. This is your classic ponytail. I really like ponytails. I think they look really nice, but as you could see, that took way too long for me because I have really, really long hair and a lot of it. It still flops around for me. It can get in my face from the back. So this is not a good option for me just because I have such long hair. It does keep your hair out of your face, and if you're a big fan of ponytails, you can absolutely do one. Just keep in mind that this is going to be on the back of your head, and if you lie back, you might have to move your ponytail, but there is always the option of a low ponytail. This is a low ponytail. There's nothing particularly spectacular about them. They're pretty loose usually and they flop around. There's nothing on the back of your head, so you don't have to worry about laying back and having the back of your head hurt. It keeps everything out of the way, but like I have really long hair, it can still get in my face very easily. I could throw it over my shoulders, but if you have shorter hair, a low ponytail might absolutely be your friend. And finally, we have the hair down. You can also do pigtails in addition to tying your hair up in any sorts, but I can also do yoga with my hair down. But like I said, this is a huge problem when you're trying to do yoga. It gets in your face, it gets in your way, but sometimes it feels nice and sometimes you just want to have your hair down. I have a lot though, so usually I don't, and I don't like to get it in my face, and I really can just flip it up and it gets all over the place. So if you have really long hair like me, I would not always recommend doing yoga with your hair down. But you know, sometimes it feels super good on your scalp to have your hair down, and it's super natural, and it's actually really good for your hair to just let it hang out every once in a while. So that's all I have for you guys today. I couldn't find second hair ties, so I couldn't show you pigtails, but you can do either pigtails down like 2 ponytails, or you can braid them. You have a bunch of options, and that's nice because it's to the side. You can do 2 buns. I would have huge buns though, so if you have shorter hair, doing 2 little buns at the base of your head can work out really nicely for doing yoga. If I didn't answer your questions, please leave a comment down below, or if there's something you want to wear and you're not sure if you can wear, if there's something you do wear and you find that it works really well and I didn't mention it, leave it down there as well. It's really great to help each other out, which would be awesome. If you do have questions though, I will do my best to get to them as quickly as possible and answer them and let you know what I think, or if I have any advice, or if I know of any resources to help you out if I cannot. Don't forget to like this video, it really helps us out. It lets me know that you're into this, and if you like it enough, I will definitely continue the series and keep up with this. You can also leave a comment if you like the idea of a beginner series like this. Finally, don't forget to subscribe. It's the best way for YouTube to let you know if I've released any new videos. Namaste.